Alright guys, it has been a seriously long and awaited thing, but you know what, it doesn't even look like much. It's exactly the same as that. I don't know, actually I don't know what the weight was, but we're not going to go into that now. This is a fully built Gforce T5 transmission from the States. Basically, you know, it looks same dimensions, everything looks the same as a standard ball water T5, but if you come a bit closer, you can see the first giveaway here. So that is Gforce's upgraded main case. So this is a lot thicker and has been reinforced in all the areas where it was weak and caused gears to break basically. So yeah, that's the first thing that's done, and then all the insides are Gforce's own gears. So every gear is optimized for perfect meshing basically. And those gears are also made from a much stronger material, and I've opted for these to be micro polished as well, which basically lowers any friction and just makes them last a lot longer. Also 9310 main shaft and the input shaft as well. So the input shaft, as you can see if you come down close, looks a slight bit different to this one. So this is stock, this is the new one. So this is a 26 spline input shaft, like a lot of the modern gearboxes run, like T56, Magnum, etc. This is a lot stronger. So basically, most of the hold up with this box was getting this custom input shaft made, because I actually don't think it's ever been done before in this car. So this is, for anyone who doesn't know, this is a V6 VR Commodore U, turbocharged, completely different to a stock one, but the input shaft needs to be, I think it's 240 mil or something. So that's most of the hold up. So you know, the case is the same as any T5. The rear housing has changed to a VR T5 like that, because it's further back than the Mustang that this came for. And then obviously my bell housing and a custom input shaft. So the clutch for this box is the same as I ran with that box, but I've slightly changed the hydraulic setup. But quickly for now, this is my also custom made extreme race clutch. This is my second clutch with this basically. And they're all screwed down. Alright, so had to take all these bolts out, but anyway, this is the crux of it. So top plate, I think it's about 1,000 to 1,300 kilo clamp force. You got your top plate. I'm running twin organics. There's your center steel and your bottom clutch plate. So obviously these had to be changed to 26 spline as well to suit the gearbox. We're reusing my old steel as well because it was actually in pretty good nick, thankfully. So a bit of cost saving there. And then that goes on so. Top steel. So that edge is basically what the diaphragm fingers pivot on when you push the clutch. And then the top plate. We've got a new clutch actuation system. So for those of you who've seen my other video when I first converted my old T5 to hydraulic, I've gone one step further and now eliminated the clutch fork and the throw-up bearing. So that throw-up bearing used to basically sit on there, and the clutch fork would work as it normally does, but without the cable it would have a slave cylinder behind it to push it. But because of the whole fulcrum point being over here, it has to travel a fair distance to actuate. It worked fine, but I thought I may as well try Concentric Slave, which is what this is. So basically this slave cylinder sits on the shaft, pushes back against these shims, and then when you push your foot in the clutch, it slides that forward and back. So basically it's eliminating the whole clutch fork setup. My thinking is I do get a little bit more travel with this, only a couple of mil, but it eliminates the whole friction of the clutch fork, you know, the external slave, the whole fulcrum issue. So I'm hoping this will hopefully that my clutch lasts a bit longer, have a better pedal feel. Like, it was still great with the old setup, but you know, I'm always trying to do new things. So we got a feed and a bleed. So the feed comes in through there. I've got a bulkhead fitting in the side of the bell housing, so my existing -3 line will connect onto that, and then the bleed just comes out, up and around, drilled another hole, put some rubber to insulate it, also keep a bit of dust and water out, whatever, and that just goes to like a little remote bleeder nipple there. So it kind of worked out well that it ran through that little hole, so it keeps it nice and tucked. And then what I'll end up doing, I haven't had time tonight because it's like getting close to 8 o'clock, maybe even later now. I'm just going to tap a thread in there and make up later on a little alloy cover plate to cover the old clutch fork opening. And another cool thing about this box, you can buy this for any T5, but this is apparently the bee's knees of shifters. This is a STEEDA triax, all billet as you can see. Apparently they've just nailed the design, apparently, by reading their website blurb. So I've got to stop saying apparently. So, stated that it has special springs to help kind of guide it into third so you don't miss shifts. And yeah, it's got your lockout bolts, everything pretty standard, but apparently this is, it's not a word for apparently.
Fucking awesome.
Anyway, let's put this in. First drive. First thing I'll say, the box is a lot tighter. I'm hoping it kind of loosens up a bit. We'll see how it goes when we're actually driving. The hydraulic throwout's a little bit noisier, but it doesn't really matter in this car. Let's go. Not used to bitey clutches. It actually sounds like a straight car.
It does, doesn't it?
That's sick. I hope that's actually like not damaging. That sounds freaking awesome.
That does, mate. That sounds cool. That's clutch.
It's good.
Oh man. I'm hoping the camera is picking that up because that does sound pretty tough.
I hope it's not picking up my shit clutch control. So,
is that offending you, that bright light?
No. That sounds freaking sick.
I love the concentration car.
It's like your concentration face when you're boosting.
Oh mate, mine's hilarious.
I've got an engine light. Right, let's go on.
Speedo.
Ah,
We're officially doing 0 kilometers an hour.
no speedo. I definitely hooked it up. That sucks.
So car, what do you reckon? What's your first impressions?
Well, it's nice to be driving my car again. gearbox went in alright. I'm just... So obviously I've got a speed sensor issue that I need to address, but other than that it seems pretty good. Got to get used to a tight ratio box with a biting clutch and stiff suspension and crazy brakes and crazy power. So we'll do a proper rundown on this once the clutch is kind of bedded in and I can give it a bit of a hit. And yeah, we'll get back on the dyno as well, which would be nice, because this thing's not really tuned too well at the moment. Like, it's alright, but it's running a bit rich, so